I came to play. There's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees and pray. They go back to the good old days. They're never coming back. Watch your future fade. I came to play to get my dues paid. I guess you had a dream, but it can't be saved.
Greetings everyone, Blugoblin here with my comic book review for the final week of August 2010. I know it might be a bit late. I've been really busy here lately, so what can you do? I'm only human. But you know me, before I get started, special shout out to my girl, Jennifer. I love you, baby. Now let's get on with the books. Alright, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, and I see that 5 of them are from DC and only 1 is from Marvel. So, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I think I'll start with Batman number 702, written by Grant Morrison, excuse me, and art by Tony Daniel. This is part 2 of R.I.P. The Missing Chapter. Now, call me crazy, but I'm just not digging the whole Grant Morrison needs to make Batman seem so damn complicated. I don't buy it. It's just not working for me. And in all honesty, this didn't need to be excuse me again. Let me rephrase myself before I spit it out. There really didn't need to be a missing chapter to R.I.P. Didn't really need to be that way. I mean, how long ago did R.I.P. happen? And you're telling a missing chapter to a storyline that maybe some people might have missed, because some people probably weren't reading Batman at the time R.I.P. was out. And it just... It's a bad decision to create a missing chapter to R.I.P. so long after it's over. It's not a bad story, it's just really bad timing, and it's just seeming so complicated. So what? You know, it just feels like that to me. It's not terrible, but I would say unless you are a hardcore fan of Batman like I am, or unless you actually read R.I.P., then I'd say skip this, because I really don't see any connectivity to it other than it's just a more hype for the return of Bruce Wayne. That's all it is. Let's stick with Batman, shall we? We're going to go to Detective Comics number 868. David Hine on the writing. Great writing. Scott McDaniel's artwork, though, really cartoony, and it loses me a bit. Yeah, the artwork kind of threw me off a bit, but the story is fantastic with the imposter Jokers, you know, with Batman, Dick Grayson Batman, even though I don't know why Dick Grayson's Batman is drawn to look like Bruce Wayne's Batman, because there are differences between the two of them. Okay, I don't remember Dick Grayson looking that butch, you know. But then again, that may be just me. Sometimes I can nitpick, but in all honesty, this was great, very good. It's really easy to get thrown off though by the cartoony artwork. I have to keep admitting that. I mean, David Hine is an incredible writer, and I did like some of the twists involved in this. One kind of made me go, eh. Yeah, there was one particular moment in this book where Batman tests something on himself. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but it just looked really weird. But it didn't make. Let me just say this. It didn't make me want to smile. In all honesty, this is a good, solid issue, Detective Comics. You might get thrown off by the artwork, but Focus more on the story, focus more on the plot, and I think you'll enjoy it. Alright, next up, Justice League Generation Lost, number 8. Judd Winnick, you can write good stuff for the old JLI lineup. However, I got to agree with Mark. It's losing its steam. But then again, that's not saying it's a terrible book. I'm not saying that at all. It's just, it's losing steam with me based on the fact that I think, like, I got to agree with him, like, the first 4 issues were just fantastic. They were developing the plot, they were developing all the characters, getting them all together again, and then after that, once they got together, once they knew what their mission was, then what? I mean, like 2 issues we've been going through. Where's Max Lord? We gotta stop him, but we gotta find him. Okay. Then what? Breaking the checkmate. Another strike. Now what? Here's where the story's supposed to pick up. But unfortunately, it's starting to move just as slowly as Brightest Day itself. Don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. I love reading this title. It's very good, yet it's moving slowly again. It's starting to move at a slow pace, just like Brightest Day is. And that saddens me, because I love the JLI. I don't have any issues with the JLI, and there's a damn fly in here, so forgive me if I seem distracted. But, in a nutshell, it's losing its steam, but it hasn't fallen off track yet. I'd say keep going with it, because it could pick up. But then again, you all know me. That's just how I feel about this title. That's all I can say about it. It's... wow. It's getting harder and harder to get excited about decent comics. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Moving along. Green Arrow number 3. Before I review this book, I want to say something. Green Arrow number 2. Phenomenal. Pure awesome. And had I had bought it the week it came out, it would have easily been my pick of the week. Easily. This is awesome. Just not quite as awesome as issue 2 was. JT Cruel. Fantastic stuff. Here you go. Who better to explain a darkened story about Oliver Queen? This is the same guy who wrote The Rise of Arsenal, which is probably one of my favorite modern day DC storylines. It was fantastic. JT Cruel knows how to write a dark story, and he does a fantastic job. This was incredible. Not quite as incredible as issue 2, but it was damn close. Damn close. And it reveals who Oliver Queen's biggest enemy is. It's himself. Sorry I spoiled that, but just great stuff. He questions himself. Do I deserve to live? And it's just, I mean, not too much action per se happens in this book, but the storytelling, the plot twists, the way the character's direction is going will hook you. It sure as hell hooked me. Fantastic writing once again from JT Cruel. The artwork is incredible. I am not going to try and pronounce that name or I'm going to look stupid. All I'm going to say is to the artists, you guys are awesome. The art is fantastic. The art fits with the dark storytelling just like it did for Rise of Arsenal. Very good stuff. Get on board with Green Arrow. Moving along. Gotham City Sirens number 15. Once again, I got to agree with my buddy Mark. This no longer feels like Charlie's Angels in Gotham City. It just feels like, here's a book with Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman in it. And I also got to agree with him on another thing. it just seems like they don't hardly ever want to use Catwoman as dynamically as she should be used. She's one of the most popular villains in the history of DC Comics. I just think, and I know he thinks so as well, that she should be used more and used better. However, with that being said, this book was fantastic. This issue was just pure awesome. I loved it. It focused mainly on Poison Ivy. And Poison Ivy, I gotta say, I like her actually more than I do Catwoman and Harley Quinn. Out of the three Sirens, Poison Ivy is my favorite. She can be the most evil, she can be the most sexy, and she can be the most deadly. Hell, want to know my love for Poison Ivy? Remember, I have her first appearance. Batman number 181. First appearance of Poison Ivy. That's how much I love Poison Ivy. I've always had a special place in my heart for Ivy. And man, does she shine in this book. I gotta admit, I did not care too much for the artwork, but the storytelling, once again, that's the one thing I look for the most in a book, is good storytelling. Whether it's good or bad art, I can focus on the story and still be captivated. And this is a prime example of it. Very good stuff from Tony Bedard. He's no Paul Dini, but he's good. And that was almost my pick of the week. But this gets it. XFactor number 208. This is my pick of the week because, once again, Peter David does not disappoint me with this title. This is still, in my opinion, the best X-Men related title on the market today. And Peter David is the king of twists and cliffhangers and moments that make you sing in your head, da da da. You know, he's great at that. He's great at creating plot twists that make you go, whoa, 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 what? Whoa, awesome. He's good at that, and he's no slouch in it in this book either. Very, very, very good. Shatterstar, bit of an arrogant little prick, but let's roll with it. Layla Miller, not going to say anything about her, just have Peter David roll with it, and I'll be fine. It's good, simply fantastic. You know, I read Gotham Sirens before I read this, and had I not have gotten this, Gotham Sirens would have been my pick of the week. But thanks to Peter David and all the crazy twists he loves to do with this title, this is certainly going to be my pick of the week for this week. I know some people's opinions may vary on my choices for books this week, and that's fine. I'll respect that. But for me, XFactor's a way to go. Pick this book up. And if you're not on board with XFactor yet, you need to get on board very soon. Alright. I think here I should go ahead and shut up now, right? Thanks again for watching, everybody. Reviews coming next week, and until then, I'll see you later.